Hug Chevrolet GMC. Since the beginning. Still right here.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon, mid to upper 60s. We will see just a few passing clouds overhead tonight. Overnight low will drop down into the low 50s. Tuesday, lots of sunshine, a high in the lower 70s. Wednesday, partly sunny. High temperatures will be into the upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect it.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
What name of one Razorback? It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Who out there has this felt like the longest 2 weeks of your entire life? Welcome into halftime. Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy Monday. Remember, it is 2026 for the one check you may write over the next 12 months. Halftime is underway. This is ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, my partner Matt Jones, looking happy in studio today, along with the one and only C Unit Christian Johnston. Guys, it's been 5 days. Before that, we had 2 days of shows. We had a surprise no-show for us on New Year's Eve. It's like I've barely done any radio, Matt Jones, for the last 2 weeks. Are we supposed to really do this 5 times in the next 5 days? Help me out here.
Happy New Year. Yeah, man, it's good to get back to work. I didn't know I needed a reset. Sometimes, you don't take a lot of time off either. I don't myself. And
did you get sick over the New Year since I
have been sick since I saw you. That's right. No, I take care of myself. I don't ever get sick. So
I'm expecting the unit feels and looks a lot better than the last time you looked
great.
Across the table at him.
He looks great.
No need to fill his mouth with Lysol or put a double mask on the face or have him cover his eyes while he's working the show today. No, not at all.
Stay away from diet soda, guys.
That'll help. Yeah. Matt, I have to admit, I drank a Diet Coke on the way back from Alabama last night. You think I'm going to – I may end up winning our contest. Who knows if I keep drinking all of those diet sodas. But I needed some of it last night because, I had the Arkansas-Alabama women's basketball game. Not a very great outcome at all for Arkansas to start 0-2 in the SEC. And it's about a 5.5-hour drive. The two things that were going to keep me awake were caffeine and the Steelers-Ravens, essentially the first game of the playoffs for the NFL, which was for the AFC North Championship last night. And we were Sadie's got she's got her YouTube TV on her phone. I'm listening to it. She's watching it while she's sitting next to me in the car. And we made it back for the last 7.5 minutes. And Matt, the last 5 minutes of that game yesterday basically kept me up for an extra 4 hours. So I'm on a lot less sleep than I should for usual on a Monday, even driving 5.5 hours yesterday because my heart was pounding up until about 1 a.m.
Hey, they made the playoffs again, right?
They did.
How cool is that?
Well, so to me, it's already like it feels like they won a playoff game because if they didn't win yesterday, the season's over. So let's just say they won their first playoff game in, 10 years or so?
You get, done. Well, you'll get A-Rod back next year, so that'll be you get one more chance, I think, one more one more time under the bridge?
Yeah, I think he'll come back for a year. I really do. Think Darius Acuff is going to come back for a second year, Matt?
He reminds me so much
of
Chauncey Billups. Now, Acuff, I haven't tried to convince myself of that. Now, Thomas is the slow burner. He's the one that's been getting better. Now Acuff reminds me so much of Chauncey Billups. He's a lottery pick, and it's hard when you're 6'1", 180 pounds, and you play below the rim to be a lottery pick. But I think he's so skilled that he will be able to go to that next. You think guys like Dame Lillard as well. They're a little bit smaller but have unlimited range. He's tough. So yeah, I think Acuff is gone now. Malik Thomas might be a little different. Where does he fall, so to speak? He's very skilled. He's there's no question about his eye-hand coordination and his ability to have a basketball IQ. He's just a baby. Think about he'll be so much better here in about 2-3 years. Be more explosive. No question about it.
Well, how much fun is this team to watch right now? I mean, it's been an entertaining non-conference. That Tennessee game was.
Tennessee has 0 guards that are going to the NBA. So you got to remember when we're looking at how things are going. Tennessee's a great team. They got one NBA guy on that team. He's a true freshman. He's young. He's going to be a lottery pick. But none of those guards that Tennessee has are going to play on the NBA. Not a one.
That the fact, and that's true. I think you're right about that. But you out-rebounded a team that's supposed to be one of the most physical in the SEC. Got to the line a ton against them. Free throw shooting ends up being the difference in this ball game. And Darius is I think he missed his first free throw, and then makes those last 8. The performances that he's had against all the Elite 8 teams from last year, and you just had another one against Tennessee. Man, Matt, this guy rises to the occasion. So it's like when you perform like that like he did against Texas Tech, against Duke, Louisville, Houston too, to a point, and now against Tennessee, I mean, you can extrapolate that out a little bit to what happens when you actually get into the tournament and start facing tournament teams in March when everybody is watching. And I mean, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself here because it's January the 5th, but man, this is going to be a really fun basketball. So these next 2 months, like nobody's going to be worried about, hey, well, there will be because baseball's so popular and everything, but there's not going to be is it baseball season yet? Which you got some of that last year at the end of January with the 0-5 start. You got plenty of that last year. And again, don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves here, because you do face some teams that are playing some good basketball coming up. Georgia, Vanderbilt. I think the next 3 games, now you got to win a couple of road games. This team can go on the road and win. These next 2 road games, Matt, at Ole Miss, gettable on this coming Wednesday.
So back to the point we were talking about, Tennessee's a tournament team. Ole Miss is not a tournament team.
Yeah.
Auburn is not a tournament team. So you're looking at when you go on the road, it'll be different when you go to Tennessee, which we'll have a return matchup, I think, with Tennessee. No return matchup this year. I thought we did. But when you're playing teams that are a little better, and I think that Bud Walton crowd too, Phil, that's 5-6 points. That's a true home court advantage when those kids are when it's rocking and it's jumping. They're calling the hogs. They're getting on you. They're booing some players every time they get the ball. That home court advantage is a real thing.
Think that's a game that if it was played at, what is it called, Food City Center in Knoxville, could the result have been flipped in that case?
No question about it. But you don't put it past this team to go on the road and get a victory. This team can beat anybody anywhere. That's the thing. I think this team's on a short list of there's probably 12 teams I think that are legitimate, and I haven't seen everybody play. But when you're talking about Arizona, Michigan, Duke, you kind of Michigan State. You're going down you're like, yeah, we're as good as any of those teams.
Well, what do you look at this team and think, well, this is something that is a potential flaw? Like you watch Tennessee and their free throw shooting is going to be a reason why they end up losing a game that they should win.
Well, and it'll come back to normal. We're not going to shoot that good from the foul line all the time, but there's times where we get a little lackadaisical with the ball. Am I saying that word right? We get a little lazy. Not we kind of turn off for a little bit. So to stay focused for all 40 minutes, the thing that we got to talk about, that was the best defensive performance I've seen from the Hogs this year. Like just recognizing how to rotate, recognizing where the help is, being aggressive, not getting back on transition defense, and then there's still some lapses. But yeah, this team is gonna they're gonna get better as well. The more they play with each other, the better they're gonna get.
Well, I think they're as good as advertised, and you remember what it was like coming in last year at this point, 365 days ago. Your transfers that had come in still weren't healthy, and that pretty much kicked it off from there for your 0-5 start. This is a healthy team. I mean, there was a moment I'm a little worried watching Acuff sucking wind and goes down on the end of the bench and is getting worked on by the trainer, but that also tells me that this guy's effort is off the charts because you couldn't tell that he was winded until he started sucking wind. Didn't really seem to affect him when he got back on the court either. Great competitor, but I think it's a team that looks like it's full of really good competitors right now. Fun game, 1-0 start in the SEC, and honestly, when you're looking at what's ahead, I think you could end up looking at a 5-0 start instead of 0-5. I've already made the prediction, Matt, that they're going to win the SEC regular season. So, I mean, I'm looking at 14, 15 wins in this conference for this team. I could see a 5-0 start. Ole Miss, Auburn on the road, Carolina at home. I think that could get ugly. I mean, in a really good way. And then at Georgia, which will be one of your toughest tests until you get Vanderbilt probably won't be undefeated on January the 20th, but circle that one at 8:00. But a few games to get to in front of that.
Schedule's nice when you think about looking at this schedule, Phil. It's an easier schedule than last year, and maybe because the SEC's down a little bit. But I don't think the SEC's getting 14 teams into the tournament in our schedule. I mean, South Carolina, Auburn, Ole Miss. Would you put the over on 0.5 of one of those teams might make the tournament? All three of those teams probably won't make the tournament.
No, I don't think all three of them will make the tournament. Absolutely. Yeah, you look, what was it, 14 last year? You think you might even get 10 this year? I'd have to look at the net ranking because that has so much to do with it. Halftime on a Monday, we get right back into the swing of things just with one guest. He'll be coming up in about 20 minutes, Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation. Otherwise, lots of time for calls and texts. Lewis Automotive Group hotline will be open all throughout the show, 877-377-6963. We'll also do 3 Up, 3 Down with Dr. Charlie Liggett from River Valley Smile Center. I guess this is also, Matt, the start of Warp Zone season. The portal opened on Friday for college football. And I've tried to think about it, like how you follow this and everything, because it's a 2-week period. There have been some names that feel a little surprising that have jumped in recently. Ian Giffard, though I saw Giffard, I think, is committing to Texas. The kicker, Scott Starzik, announced he's going into the portal too. A few others to hit on, but it's like when you react to each of these individually. I don't know. To me, it's like you're going to burn yourself up by the time that these 2 weeks are over. So it's not like we'll pay just cautious or cursory attention to it. It's just I'm very interested to see what this roster looks like in 10 days when this portal is closed. So, I mean, reacting within these 2 weeks to this and that, I'm not sure if that's the way to go about it. But, only had a few come in, and I think more have ended up going into the portal as of right now. So we'll hit on that in a moment. Also talk about that with Mike Irwin. Got the NFL playoffs already started. The college football playoff. Man, Matt, how about those Ole Miss Rebels? It's the biggest surprise I think that I've seen outside of maybe Miami beating Ohio State the way that they beat them. So, man, this playoff has definitely come with some blowouts in the first and second round. And then some really entertaining ball games.
I know Arkansas, in the Ole Miss rivalry, but we're all a fan of Ole Miss right now, right? Like is that who everybody's rooting for?
I've been wondering this. It's like because you can't help but look at Ole Miss and hate their stupid face,
right?
Right, but with what it is that they've dealt with, here's the other aspect of this too, Matt. It's go back to week 3, okay? If the fumble doesn't happen, and we were all assuming, well, look, they were moving the ball so easily, of course they're going to go score a touchdown, and they're about to beat Ole Miss. That happens. None of this is going on right now. The whole Lane Kiffin situation. Maybe he would have been hired by LSU, but it wouldn't have been to leave a team before they go into a playoff. And now, how many of those LSU coaches will actually be there for their Fiesta Bowl against Miami? I don't think they're going to have maybe one or two of them at the very most. How do you look at it, Matt? I mean, it's like it's tough to watch these games and not have a rooting interest. Like, I'm rooting for Indiana. I think a lot of people are rooting for Indiana just because because I went there for a couple of years. You know, Miami is not the Miami that we always remember from 20, 25, 30, 40 years ago. They're also an upstart program in this thing. That Fiesta Bowl is going to be a lot of fun. But I think rooting for Ole Miss is just going to be difficult for a lot of people.
Tell me one person on the planet besides C Unit over here who's having a better 2026, Michael Irvin or any other vote. Did you see Michael Irvin? You didn't see him on the sideline?
Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, he was having it. Yeah,
he's Jimmy Johnson too.
Yeah, he's having himself.
Nobody's having a better time than Michael Irvin.
Could you see if Miami wins a national title that Irvin goes ODB and starts putting, $1,000 handshakes on the players, which, by the way, probably won't get you in trouble anymore. I mean, you could just claim that's NIL. Didn't ODB get some kind of a? Did he get it? Was he?
You had Wes Welker at the Kentucky Derby. You had Odell Beckham when LSU won the national title. Yeah, down there doing some stuff. So I think the rules. Michael Irvin lives in his own world. But when the way that he was swatting that water cooler with the Ohio State jersey, he's done that a time or two before.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot of text to get to. Got a break to get to. Halftime will return right after this.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
Hey, Ty Richardson, back in my favorite place.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah. We just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
We're shaking and lazy. We're riding up in the clouds tonight, and we dive to the bottom of the ocean. We're our yellow submarine that rolls us deep into the night. While I'm thinking ahead, I haven't been to bed, 'cause that little chick came and took me away. She got them honey bones and tears melting down. As she moves across the floor, my heart falls heavy to the ground, baby.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Matt, during that whole commercial break, I was just pondering your question. How are we handling this Ole Miss in the college football Final Four situation? So I'm trying to remember how I dealt with 2022 college baseball in the World Series, because that's the year that Ole Miss went to the finals and won, beating Oklahoma. There was a little bit different, though, because they beat Arkansas in the semifinals to make it to the finals. So this is quite a little bit different of an experience. Man, I mean, are you rooting for Ole Miss because it's SEC? Or, do you pull for an Indiana because they are the real underdog, the real, success story out of this? Oregon, I think Oregon's not won a national title in, gosh, how long?
I don't think any of these teams have won a national title in 50. I mean, Miami won one in 88 or 01. Is that the last one?
That's the last one of any of them,
I'm going for Miami.
Well, so the thing with Miami, it's just like, I grew up as a sports fan in the 80s, and then the early to mid 90s, always hearing about the Yankees being the best franchise in baseball. And they weren't in any World Series from 78 or 81 through 96, and it's like, and then all of a sudden they get in and they turn dominant, winning, 4 and 5 years. I kind of look at Miami like that too. Like, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s when Miami was the U, and they were they were the bad boys of college football, for crying out loud. I hated Miami. Literally rooted against Miami every chance they got, just because they were the Hurricanes. And they were kind of a tough root, for somebody, I think, from the Northeast. So I have a little difficulty rooting for them. It has to be Indiana. It has to be. Or if you're looking at this as you're asking about Ole Miss, Matt, are you asking about just the Fiesta Bowl or the championship overall?
I'm asking about just the whole situation as a whole, from the start of the season, from how I felt the entire time that you shouldn't leave your team. If you're going to take a coach at LSU, that's fine, but you need to finish what you started. Lane Kiffin left his team in a lurch. goes because he thinks there's greener pastures. And then all of a sudden, how cool! It would be so wild. Ole Miss wins a national title. Lane Kiffin wins 0 at LSU the next 5 years. Like, just what a weird, like, just how it's not always greener. It's like when you make a commitment to somebody, honor that commitment.
He's got to be rooting against Ole Miss, right?
100%.
Even though he gets
no matter
$1 million.
what he says.
he gets bonuses with each win.
I know, but I still think to him $1 million is like what? Now,
isn't it also, I think LSU is the school that's paying the bonus. That's part of the contract with him. So don't worry, they're not paying you the bonus. We will if that school wins. And that he's also the guy that's like he's controlling the marionette. He's the one who's controlling any of these assistant coaches. And what Pete Golding doesn't even know what assistants he'll be able to keep for this Fiesta Bowl. Because the portal's open right now. Could you imagine this, Matt? I mean, they've already gone through, a full regular season of what that coaching staff looked like, and now it's round 2 of the coaching staff led by Pete Golding, and assistants allowed to come in but not allowed to take part in certain meetings, and it's just crazy when you read about all these quasi Ole Miss assistants who are really paid by LSU, and now it'll be version 3 of their coaching staff because not all of these assistants will be allowed to stay. So with that in mind, it would be a little difficult not to root for the team that's had literally 3 coaching staffs in the last 5 weeks, which more than anything is just an indictment of college football. Yes, and it's an indictment of Lane Kiffin. I agree with you too, Matt. But it's an indictment of college football and the craziness around it.
You have so many cool stories. So Oregon, you think over the last 20, 30 years, the influx there with Phil Knight, going back to Achilles Smith and Joey Harrington, starting everything where they came on the map. You would think that they would have won a national title by now, but they haven't. Then Indiana, the Cinderella, true Cinderella story. And if the other story is if Oregon or Indiana win the national title, hands down the Big Ten is the best football. SEC has to be quiet. When you lose 3 years in a row, sorry guys, you can't say SEC is the best football conference when the Big Ten wins 3 national championships in a row. And then Miami, the return to form. And then Ole Miss is probably the biggest underdog out of everybody, I guess, because you lost your head coach. But
that makes them the program that's least equipped to carry the momentum from this playoff.
And that's what SEC's riding on. We're riding with Ole Miss to be for the SEC to establish dominance again.
Does it matter? Does it matter though if you're an Arkansas fan and you're coming off 0-8 and you're completely rebuilding? Does it matter that the SEC is viewed as the best conference in the country? Or does it matter more that, hey, let's just get some wins no matter what it is, right?
I don't care about
that. Like you root for the SEC, but if you're the 16th best program in a 16-team league, what does that mean? Yeah, rooting for the other teams. I don't know. That feels a little empty sometimes. It's like I can't root for the teams in my division. When it comes to professional sports, man, I didn't root for the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I have trouble rooting for the Cardinals in the World Series, all of that kind of stuff. So you're supposed to root for Ole Miss just because they're like, you play them every year?
I'm pulling for Oregon. That's if you're asking me who I'm pulling for from the thing when it started, that's who I'm pulling for.
They deserve a championship.
Ole Miss, Miami. I thought, Phil, if you watch some of that Ole Miss, some of that Miami game, that they
I love Miami. This team,
they were the most physical defense I've seen college football this year. Was that Miami game? They were they were head hunting.
I love that kind of football. That's exactly why I like that Miami team. Are you rooting for this version of the team? Or are you rooting for your whole understanding of the program? Because when you look at it, Ole Miss is a likable team. This Trinidad Chambliss, how can't you like him? Even somebody like Luke Hasz, who makes his 3rd catch of the season for a huge touchdown. And it's like, well, it sucks that he left Arkansas, but that's a kid that's also worth rooting for. Heck, Matt, we know his grandmother. We should root for him.
That Brian Cardinal haircut, though, I'm digging it.
Oh, man.
Miami will get somebody, 1 or 2 players thrown out of this next game. That's how physical they were playing. Headhunting, spearing, launching, helmet to helmet, crown. I'm telling you, they'll go back and watch the tape, and the referees might have a say-so in this Miami-Ole Miss game. Ole Miss might make it because Miami's going to lose one or two of their players in this next game, and we'll see what time it is, if it's in the first half, second half. But I'm telling you, that was some of the hits that they were doing, Miami was doing. I just thought surely they're going to throw a flag. When you think back to watching Arkansas play this year and the times that they would throw flags, I mean, there were some. They look like a defense from 25 years ago.
All right, we got a break here because we got Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation lined up with this. Remember Crabtree RV Center here in the new year. You got big plans for the family over the next few months. Got an RV in mind for those adventures. Get a look at Crabtree RV. They've got what you're looking for. Just talk to one of the salespeople, and they're going to walk you through the lot and help you find the perfect RV, plus personalized financing, top-of-the-line parts and service department, right where they've been for the last 75 years and counting. I-40 and I-49 Junction in Alma. It's CrabtreeRV.com as well. Crabtree RV Center, making your dreams come true. Stay with us. We have Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation after the break.
Eyes up. All in. Damn straight. All right, we're going to be all in. We're going to win a bunch of damn games and do it the right way. Appreciate you guys.
This is halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
You know what's underrated? Having choices. Like, imagine not being able to choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell. Imagine you couldn't get a box of classics for $5, or Faves for $7, or a lavish feast for $9. Now with cheesy dipping burritos and creamy garlic sauce. Good thing all those choices are, like, actually real. So instead, imagine which you're gonna get. Choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561
or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
10 years ago, True Grit Running Company opened its doors with one simple goal: to help people move better, feel stronger, and find their stride. Today, we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Girl, tonight we're gonna make love. You know how I know? Because it's Wednesday. And Wednesday night is the night that we usually make love. Monday night is my night to cook. Tuesday night we go and visit your mother. But Wednesday we make sweet weekly love. It's when everything is just right. There's nothing good on TV. You haven't had your after-work social sports team practice, so you're not too tired. Oh, it's all on. You lean in and whisper something sexy in my ear like, I might go to bed now, I've got work in the morning. I know what you're trying to say, girl. You're trying to say, oh yeah, it's business time.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now let's get back to Halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend, Matt Jones.
On our Lewis Automotive Group hotline here on a Monday morning, Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation. Always appreciate his time on a Monday as we get into some business here. And Mike, we've been kicking around the idea. How do you handle, a rooting interest in this college football Final Four? Do you carry the SEC banner, or do you hate Ole Miss's stupid face? You get two programs over on the Big Ten on one side, Miami, fallen champion, but a dominant program from a long time ago. So how do you view this?
I've never been a fan of the SEC. From the very first time when Arkansas went into the league, and I think the first time that I went somewhere was in Birmingham, maybe for the basketball tournament that year. And I got out of my vehicle, and they saw that I had a marked vehicle, and I was a station out of Arkansas. And these fans just came up and jumped all over me, started yelling about Bill Clinton. He was the governor at that time, or maybe he was I can't remember, he was the president. But they just started hollering about him. I was like, what's wrong with you people? You're crazy. Look, Arkansas gets money out of being in the SEC. I get it. But they also get stuff like, we've admitted Missouri into the league now, and guess what? They get to be your rival. They don't give you a choice. And, the schedule Arkansas gets, most of the time it's like, too bad. This is the schedule. I just don't think Arkansas is in the pecking order in almost anything in the SEC. I think they're an afterthought. So, to me, you're in the league, you get money for being there. The rest of them can get beat as far as I'm concerned.
With the Final Four set for the college football playoff, what's your hopes that the SEC is able to win a national title? And if the Big Ten win it, if Oregon or Indiana win it, would they be considered the best football conference in America right now?
Yeah, I guess so. I think Indiana will win it, but I also think Miami's better than people think they are. Now, I've had people tell me, you don't want Miami to win this. If you get them back up where they were back in the old days when Jimmy Johnson was there and there were people before him, they can dominate. I don't know about that. I mean, I have no particular interest in Miami, but they are pretty good. But I think Indiana will win this thing. I think they've been surprising people all year, and I'm fine with it. I'm just not into this, who's the best. To me, what the SEC is best at is bragging fans. I've been all over this league, and there's no fan base in America that brags as well as the SEC fans brag. And it doesn't really matter where you're at. They all think their program is the best.
Well, they all think the league is the best too, and whether it's true or not in this case. Looks like another commitment coming in from the warp zone, which is what we were calling the transfer portal last year. I guess we'll have to have a show meeting, figure out if we're going to go in that direction again. Senior wide receiver Jamari Hawkins has committed. He was at Memphis. Hawkins was their, he was their second leading receiver, 38 catches, 623 yards. I think he got one of their offensive linemen, maybe looking at one of their quarterbacks. A lot of goings, a few comings right now, Mike, and I guess we'll see a few, probably because this is the first one that came in today. It came in at 8:20. We've got a linebacker from Howard that has just committed to Arkansas too, so keep your head on a swivel as far as the portal's concerned.
Yeah, if you're trying to follow it right now, I would say it's slightly a net negative. I mean, they've lost a lot of guys. I mean, you've lost your only returning offensive tackle, and now you're sitting hoping that LSU's Carius Kern somehow leaves Ole Miss without signing there, because if they get him, all hell's going to break loose. Mm-hmm. Arkansas definitely has needs in the offensive line, and they've lost a couple of other, young offensive linemen that were highly regarded who've hit the portal too. I think the issue at quarterback, and what I've been told is, they lost one of their backup guys, an East Carolina guy. I think Brett Bielema got him. But what I was told was you would have to pay him so much money that K.J. Jackson would be scratching his head going, what are you doing here? I agreed to stay because I'm the starter. And so it looks like to me that whoever they bring in at quarterback is going to be someone that's a clear backup, not someone that would, threaten K.J. Jackson. And Arkansas is lucky because they don't have to pay $4 million to bring a quarterback in. I think they've got one that's already ready to win if you can surround him with an offensive line that can block for him and some running backs. Now, again, they're kind of low on running backs now. But if they bring the kid in from Memphis, and I think he's supposed to visit, we all saw him last year. He's a speed back. He's not somebody who's going to carry the ball 12, 15 times in a game, but for 7 or 8, he might break one. And that's a good compliment to, Braylon Russell, who's your power back. But Arkansas's new running backs coach, who came from Florida State, he has a reputation of being a heck of a recruiter. So I still think they're going to bring in a couple of big names that will help them at running back. But the secondary, they've had one commitment out of Cincinnati that looks pretty good. They got to get some more back there. They've got to get some more people on the D-line. They got to get some linebackers. So this process has just started. Now, I will say this. I heard a rumor. I'm not over there. I'm not one of these guys. But I heard a rumor that over there at the hotel where they're bringing these guys in, that Silverfield sent somebody over there from the athletic department, and basically he's been escorting these players in and out, and they're not talking to the media. And I haven't gotten anybody to confirm that. But if that's really true, that's never happened before that I know of. I did ask Otis, I think yesterday, what some of these recruits that are coming in had been saying, and he said it was all positive. They were here because of the coaching staff. So I don't think anything negative has happened over there. So I don't know what's going on with that. But that's not in line with what we've seen from Silverfield so far, because he's been very open. And if that's true, that's kind of a dumb thing to do, I don't know why you wouldn't want people coming through here maybe in the portal. Maybe they're afraid somebody will come in and say, well, they didn't give me what I wanted or something, and they'll report on that. But I don't know anybody that's ever done that before. And it may not be true, but that's the hot rumor.
Yeah, where have all the running backs gone? The Marcus Lattimores, the Todd Gurleys, the Leonard Fournettes. I mean, just in the SEC, I'm with you, Mike. The Arkansas Razorbacks, we got to have one or two. We got to have a stable of backs. And I wonder if Braylon Russell stays, if he can be one of those 1-2 guys. Let's switch over to a team that can win a conference game, and it's during season. This basketball team, one of the most talented teams I've seen. I remember seeing up here on the Hill And there's a lot of talented teams, a lot of talented players have came through. But a good start, 1-0 start, one on your home court. Wasn't necessarily the prettiest at times, but for the most part, I thought Malik Thomas had his best game in an Arkansas uniform. And I thought the defense, Mike, that's where this game was won. Arkansas's defense was tremendous in Bud Walton. What's your thoughts on this Arkansas basketball team?
Yeah, I was really surprised that Arkansas's three bigs out-rebounded Tennessee's three bigs. I was surprised that they came up with 6 block shots to 2 for Tennessee. Those erasing those shots, I think, was huge. But then, when it all gets down to the end, and you look at you're just maybe the best point guard in the country. I mean, I know there are a lot of good ones out there. He's certainly the best freshman, I think. And he goes down with cramps with 8 or 9 minutes to go, and I thought they're dead. They were down 1 at that point. And he's out for a few minutes, and when he comes back, they're down 7, and it takes him about 2 minutes to kind of get back in the flow of the game. And then from about the 3.5-minute mark in, he scored, I think, 11 points. And that was the difference in the game, that and the defense that was being played. So it was a big win. You can't start off with a loss in the SEC. I mean, there were some good teams. Auburn, goes to Georgia and battled them, but they got beat. I mean, if you're good and you're playing at home in this league, you got to win.
Well, and everybody seems to accept what it is that they need to do on this team. I think DJ Wagner came into Kentucky as a potential first round draft choice when you were reading about it, and he's kind of fighting for playing time on this. But when he's out there, he accepts the role that he fills, and I see him playing really hard. To see the same thing with anybody. I'm going to say Malik, but you'd think, well, that guy could be out there and start, but he's getting starter minutes. Right. Pringle, I'm seeing him just try to be really physical, especially against Tennessee. I think that's why you sign somebody like that. They all accept their roles, man, and I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, and how about you? And remember that game where he missed all those free throws, and then he got on Twitter and blamed it on himself and said it won't happen again. And look at the free throw shooting he made, because he got fouled a lot. I think he ended up with 12 points in that game, a lot of it from the free throw line. So, I mean, they've stepped up. You could say, well, you still want Wagner to play a little better. Well, he's averaging double figures. And like you say, for a guy that at one time was supposed to be the guy, he could get in a funk. A lot of guys would be in a funk over that. But he doesn't seem to be affected by it. I think some of that is just Cal. I think he has a positive way of dealing with these guys and to keeping them, mentally in a good place. He's kind of the opposite of Musselman, and I'm not going to say Musselman can't coach because he can, but when Muss was here, if you were having a problem, he'd be all over you. And this is just kind of the opposite approach, It's more of a psychological approach. Okay, here's what I see you're doing wrong. Here's what you need to do right. I have every faith in you. Now just go out and do it.
Mike, we'll leave it there. I hope you have a great rest of the week. We always appreciate you joining us on these Mondays. Happy New Year. And as long as you got the time, we'll keep you coming on.
Well, don't drive yourself crazy over this portal stuff. It'll get in your head, and your head will be spinning.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I don't know about everybody else, but yeah, too much else going on. Appreciate you, Mike. It's Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation, joining us on Mondays on Halftime. I think that's probably the right approach to the portal, Matt. It's like you pay attention to it maybe on a daily basis, but reacting as if every signing is the thing that's going to save you, and every player that announces going into the portal. Like, I'm a little disappointed in Marion Harris is in the portal, starting right tackle. Guy that looked like there's something to build on. Makes me think there's somebody else in the SEC that's ready to throw some money at a Marion. But on the other side, you got to give the coaching staff a moment to try to replace what it is that they're losing. And so, once this portal's closed, which, if I remember correctly, it didn't open on Friday, it's 2 weeks. So it should close next Friday, the 16th. It's like, put the roster together at that point, and I think we can make some reactions.
Yeah, I'm with Mike as far as where's the running backs? They just seem like they're down overall in the SEC. Get back to having a couple running backs that can really go. And I'm interested in Braylon Russell. I think a lot of people are. Arkansas kid. I think he has tremendous ability, all the talent. He'll be going into his third year. Man, that'd be a guy that I'd want to have 250 touches, 200-plus touches next year for the football team.
Hey, I want to remind you about Sterling Bank. You will deserve a pleasant and productive experience when it comes to banking, and one that puts you first. That's every single visit at Sterling Bank, your community bank in Northwest Arkansas. Every transaction at Sterling is personal. These folks are not just your bankers, they're your friends and your neighbors, deeply committed to the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive, with passion for growth and progress that fuels everything they do. If you're looking for local, friendly banking to fit your needs, Sterling Bank has locations in Fayetteville, Rogers, and Bentonville. Give a look online at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank's invested in you, committed to Northwest Arkansas. Back in a moment to wrap up hour number 1. This is Halftime.
30%, but the big ones at the end, we made, which means your team has a will to win.
This is Halftime.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra. The perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Has your spouse suddenly entered the transfer portal, going from a franchise player to a prima donna ready to take the money and run? Don't let her get away with a huge buyout. Be proactive and call Mock Legal Solutions today to ask about custody, alimony, and child support. 479-769-1505. Because even in divorce, the best offense is a good defense. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
I think we should start seeing other people.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ribs. I want the ribs.
People can get pretty particular about their ribs, and at New Myers Rib Room, they can too. Do you want to join an awesome team and serve mouth-watering championship-level ribs where the best brews and tunes flow? Come to work at New Myers Rib Room in historic downtown Fort Smith at 5th and Garrison. They're hiring new staff. Apply today and be a part of Fort Smith's most vibrant dining experience.
Now I'm here to eat ribs. Lots of ribs.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
So hungry that you had no pride. Well, I got that feeling that gnawing deep inside. It's a funny thing, one I can't explain. You gotta help me, girl. Help me, girl.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
There's a text in here from Billy in Fort Smith. He hates the portal and football talk. So watch what happens in the second hour on halftime today. There will be no portal talk. We'll talk some football, because how can you have a month of January and not have football, right? NFL playoffs about to start. The college football playoff has been half entertaining. Half the games have been good. Half the games have been blowouts. The NFL playoffs, Matt, always deliver. You have to talk football. We just don't have to talk portal. That's okay.
2 and 6 are the 8 teams that got buys in the last 2 years in this new edition of the college football. We haven't got into, but some of the psychology. Mike Irwin had got into Musselman and Coach Cal and my pops being a coach. Being a coach is psychology 101. There's no question about it. I think it's tough for these college kids to have 24 straight days off without a game, and that I think it really. I mean, we see it in the NBA, we see it in NFL, you see it in baseball as well. Just if the timing doesn't work off, somebody gets 14 days off, another team gets 2 days off. I think it's tough for some of these 20-year-old, 21-year-old kids. It's their first time they've ever had, having 23 days off and then trying to get back into the flow of things.
What about adding the layoff into the idea that you're getting yourself fired up, and I'm sure you can, but it's on a neutral site. Meanwhile, the team you just played, with the exception of Indiana playing Alabama, they just got their momentum going in their home stadium in front of their own fans. I wonder if you may end up seeing that. I don't think this will happen, Matt, because the playoff, while it is a playoff, it's a business first and foremost. These bowls expect to have these games. You're not moving extra games to campus sites. As much logic as that sounds, right? Like having the championship on January 1st on the Rose Bowl every year makes sense. That ain't the world we live in, unfortunately. Hour number 2 of halftime's coming up. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and we're back after this.
The holidays are over and it's time to organize your storage. Ace has always been the helpful place, and right now we're even more helpful by helping you organize all of your storage spaces. Right now, get great deals on storage solutions at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware, like 27-gallon heavy-duty storage totes for only $8.99, Sterilite latching storage totes for only $6.99, or select shelving units for only $79.99. Now through the end of the month, only at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville. Ace, the helpful place.
A new year is here, and Jelco Outdoors is ready to help you with a new pair of comfortable casual work or safety shoes and boots. The largest selection of footwear in the River Valley. Start the new year off in comfort. Warm winter clothing in stock to keep old man winter at bay. Cheers to you, and Happy New Year from your locally owned Jelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time. Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon, mid to upper 60s. We will see just a few passing clouds overhead tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the low 50s. Tuesday, lots of sunshine, a high in the lower 70s. Wednesday, partly sunny. High temperatures will be into the upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that can respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Monday, January 5th in the year of our Lord, 2026. Halftime continues in hour number 2, 12:01. Black Monday, as it is referred to. I'm Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. Let's see, Matt, we got 3 coaches that have been let go today. Raheem Morris of the Atlanta Falcons. Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns let go. They're going to be keeping their general manager. And Pete Carroll was fired by the Las Vegas Raiders earlier this morning after one season, 3-14. And that probably be the end of that Hall of Fame career.
74.
2 years ago, you'd left. Remember, it was 2 years ago you had that crazy day of, what was it? It was
Saban,
Belichick, and Carroll on the same day. Who's the happiest of all of them right now?
Seattle and New England are both in the playoffs. So both of those teams, they both had really, really good years and both have a chance.
Hey, both. Not only did they make the playoffs, I think they're the Broncos.
Seattle is. Yeah.
Broncos are number 1 seed. Isn't New England the number 2 seed?
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. How about that? That would have been amazing if it would have been 2 years from Hall of Fame coaches leaving. Not only would both teams be in the playoffs, be division champions, but would have been number 1 overall seed. Kind of crazy to think about that. You had another one, too. It's like, well, the Sean Payton, hey, Broncos win a Super Bowl with 2 teams. You're a Hall of Fame coach. He might already be, for his run with New Orleans. But, yeah, Pete Carroll is gone. And it's interesting with Carroll's career because, he had his great run with USC, had a great run with Seattle. But outside of Seattle, the other 3 places that he coached did not go very well in the NFL. 1 year with the Jets, 3 years with the Patriots, and then just 1 year with Las Vegas.
Chelsea sacked their boss, and Man United sacked their boss after 14 months. So
Is it a Black Monday across the pond too?
Yeah, across the pond. It's getting wild over there as well. And the thing is Chelsea's the youngest team in the Premier League, and they're in 5th place right now. And then Man United's sitting in 6th place. So they're both in European competitions, and they still fired their coach. Imagine that, like, coach not leaving for another job like Lane Kiffin, but being in the top half of your bracket, in the top half, getting European qualification, they still fire you.
Is it a tradition at this point? The first
normal.
Monday in January, it's just regular EPL.
No, they will fire you over there so quick. They don't really play. They don't overpay the aging superstar like American sports do. Like we get somebody who's good, and it's like, oh well, we'll keep it. No, they just say we're going to go get your replacement.
I was going to ask a question about how college football personnel people and general managers handle, viewing the same thing. Are you paying a college player for previous success or what you're hoping he gives you in the future? But I also remember, Matt, I made a statement about 7, 8, 9 minutes ago, no portal talk here in the second hour of halftime today, so I can't even bring it up.
Well, it's a warp zone, though. Yeah,
it's a warp zone, and there I go, another $5.
It's our homage to Mario World.
Charlie, the tune is here, 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What's up, Tuna? How are you?
How are you guys? That's 2 P words that are off limits, right? They can't be used. I know the other one, too, that Clay hates, right? It's 2
I was thinking of a couple of other words, but yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Those are obviously off limits, Phil. Anyway, look.
There's thousands of words that start with the letter P. I don't know if we were thinking of the same
Pedro
one.
Pascal.
Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations to your Steelers, Phil. I know last week when I called, I started cutting up when I started talking about them. Hey, they pulled it out last night. I give them credit. Considering that
they pulled it out.
down
Charlie, that was an instance of winning and losing a game in the same game.
Hey.
They won and lost. It was something else.
Hey, they found a way. All I got to say is they're 10-7. They're in. And, with a team that is banged up and DK Metcalf can't keep his hands off the fans, he's got to come back. They need him to play well in the playoffs to have any sort of chance of going, making a run. But I give Rodgers credit, just finding a way because he, it was tough last night. But, yeah, anyway, I wanted to talk about the Hogs. And, Matt, I kept trying to call in the other night. I know you wanted to talk to me.
I know you did. I wasn't at the mothership, and I know they were efforting to get you on. We had a couple different phone calls. But, yeah, no, we appreciate you, Tuna.
But, I'll say, all the Darius Acuff praise, look, great. He definitely deserves it. But I think of a play with about 12 minutes left in the game, something like that. The Hogs were down 5 at this point. And Acuff drives, he kicks it to the corner. Thomas misses a 3. Carter Knox comes up with one of the biggest offensive rebounds in the game, gets an and one. And I think he made the free throw, and it's 53-51.
Yes, he did. He did it twice.
Yeah,
he did it 2 times in about 5 possessions. You're exactly right.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
These things that you have to do to win against a team like that, it was – what have I been talking about? It was going to be a game.
How many and ones? I mean, there were
Malik Thomas had a 4-point play, and then about 5 minutes later, to what Charlie's talking about, those were the 2 biggest plays I think in the game. Was Carter Knox, big boy in the other team, getting the offensive board, getting the hoop and the foul. Without those 2 boards and coming back and getting that, I don't think we win that game.
I agree. And Tennessee, the way they rebound, by the way, they're going to beat a lot of teams in the SEC. So I don't know why people are acting like that's a darn good team that Arkansas.
Tennessee's going to make the tournament.
Yeah, that's a really good basketball team that they just beat on
That's
Saturday.
a team you're still going to be you're going to be battling them for the SEC regular season championship. I think. I mean, they'll be in that top 4.
I mean, they're probably looking at like if we can make some free throws, we're right there, right? I mean, and give the Hogs credit. Going, I think 21-24. That's big too. Going up there and knocking them down. Hey, Matt, Nick Pringle. I actually thought Nick was locked in. He just got in foul trouble, which hurt him. And I actually thought he was going to play well the other day. It seemed like that early, but then he got in trouble with the fouls. I'm going to give the backup center Ewing credit, man. I got to give him some credit because for whatever reason, it seems like he has to go out there that first time, get knocked around a little bit, you know, and then he comes back in the second time and he looks better every single time. And like Cal said, he told on himself, you know, when you do those type of things, you know, you start getting held to a higher standard. And we talk about psychology 101. Cal is a master at it, guys. He ain't backing off these guys. The expectations are high. You know, when your team's 0-5 like last year, you got to be a little bit, you know, you can't bury them when they're that low. You know,
the expectations are high, Charlie, but I don't see that on the players' faces, right? It doesn't seem to me that expectations equals pressure for them.
It doesn't bother them. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, Charlie was just in and out like that. I thought we were going to talk about the pressure and everything, and I think at that point probably somebody was handing him his sandwich through the drive-thru window.
Working man.
That's right. But I don't see. It's like I felt there have been some other teams, you know, like under Muss, where it looked like the expectations may have been an issue, along with injuries. I mean, that's always going to be a thing. This team's healthy.
You just nailed it. I think last year, and I think with Muss, what you're talking about with the expectations, and then all of a sudden your first or second best player can't play, and then I think the load gets a little heavier.
Right, like now I don't know what it would have been like for Nick Smith if he would have been fully healthy throughout the 1 year that he played at Arkansas. But like Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas have shown up and are 100% healthy. You know, I mean, you saw that with Nick Smith. You saw that with Nelly Davis and Jonas Adu last year, incoming transfers. They must have had a directive throughout the basketball program, Matt. You know I was in on this. They had to make sure they kept players off golf carts. I don't think anybody got on a golf cart. Nobody got on a scooter. They looked across both shoulders and behind their back and in front of them when they crossed the street. Bubble wrapped themselves when they walked around campus. Did very well at keeping this team healthy, finally.
And Nick Pringle, there's been a little backlash on it. Nick Pringle did his thing, man. You're not going to run a single play for him. He might average 4 fouls a game. He's an enforcer. He plays defense.
What I'm counting watching him was, so he only gets 1 rebound, but I counted 4 or 5 other rebounds that Arkansas got because he cleared his man out.
He was physical. He's our most physical big. You got to have him out there. I like some Nick Pringle. I like Malik Ewing, that he seems to be growing into his role, seems to be being a little more comfortable, relaxing a little bit. And the same thing, you don't have to you don't run a lot of plays for those guys. You might get in a pick and roll and he's gonna flow to the hoop and it could be a lob or not if the guy doesn't come and take you. But you're not saying, hey, for the next 7 minutes like Texas Tech does, we're gonna throw the ball into Toppin and we're gonna run our offense through you. We don't do that with any of our bigs.
Well, it's like Pringle last year, and I don't remember the numbers, but the game that he played for Carolina against Tennessee had a double-double. He was one of the reasons that the Carolina played so well in that game, you know, but I think the plan was a lot different for him there than it is here. Show up at Arkansas knowing the kind of recruiting class that's coming in and what was still left on the club from the year before. And I think Pringle signs knowing I'm coming here to do the dirty work. Same with Ewing. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline for calls and for texts. We'll be back in a moment. It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down with River Valley Smile Center. Dr. Charlie Liggett, this is Halftime.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah, we just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
No woman, no cry. Say, that I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown. Over serving for praise. Would mingle with good friends we lost. In this great future, you can't forget.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I'd forgotten Charlie Liggett is on a trip to Jamaica, and was supposed to be joining us via phone, but apparently I don't know if the phones are working in Jamaica at the moment. We've been trying to get a hold of him. Hey, that's why we were playing some Bob Marley. Otherwise, I was a little bit confused.
No, I was going to play Steely Dan's "Dirty Work" from your last comment, but yeah, we had things going on. So we'll get to Steely Dan coming up next, and then some of our favorite listeners. We'll get some Billy Joel for you in the third hour.
Why not? Wax, absolutely right. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline if you got anything for 3 Up, 3 Down. So let's do it ourselves. Why not? 3 Up, 3 Down.
We're efforting.
I don't know if he was ready to hit the button or not. You can't get to it. Okay, so I'll just say this is 3 Up, 3 Down, and it's brought to you by River Valley Smile Center.
When you come here, your family.
That's exactly right. So I'll start here with the Steelers-Ravens game from yesterday. It's just kind of, man, you can never take what happens in a first half and think that's what the second half is going to be like. The first half was forgettable. Especially with Pittsburgh getting stopped on the goal line on the final play of the first half. Man, Matt, the final 5 minutes of that game, touchdown by Pittsburgh for the lead, somehow leaves Zay Flowers wide open over the middle of the field for the third time in the game for a touchdown, and then end up going down the field themselves. Calvin Austin finds the end zone. You think, well, all right, at least they're going to be up by 3, and missed extra point for the first time in 4 years by the Steelers kicker. Lamar Jackson is able to convert a 4th down, and I think it was 4th down and 10 to get the ball from midfield to where it was a chance for a 44-yard field goal. They kneeled down twice to set up rookie Tyler Loop, who was he had only missed kicks from 55 yards or beyond, a 44-yarder to win the AFC North.
And Harbaugh is telling Likely how special that play was to set up this moment for the rookie out of Arizona. The Ravens, of course, had Justin Tucker for so long. The most accurate kicker in the history of the league. Rodgers can't believe what he has just witnessed. It might be the end for him. But they went around the country and spoke to a lot of the kickers who were coming out. And they decided Tyler Loop was made of the right stuff for moments like this.
By the way, Tirico could not have set this play up any better.
He now has a chance to win the division for the Ravens. The final play of the regular season for the final spot in the playoffs. Tyler Loop from 44. Snap good. Hold it. It's still good. It's right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
I think that kick occurred at about 10:20 at night. Matt, my heart finally started dropping down in blood pressure about 2.5 to 3 hours later. And my first down is I feel awful for this kicker. Like, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm glad he missed the kick. But Tyler Loop, I feel terrible for this kid. It's the same that I remember feeling for Gary Anderson when he missed the field goal that would have gotten the Vikings to the Super Bowl in '98. Scott Norwood, exactly right. That's the exact same thing. I forget the name of some of the Florida State kickers that missed big kicks that might have led to a national championship in the early '90s when Bowden was the coach. And this guy's right on top of it. I just felt awful for him. But on the other hand, yeah, Steelers fan. I'm glad he missed the kick. What can I say?
And
so those are my first ones, and it was I'm glad they played last night because that got me through the last 3 hours of the drive.
Yeah, my first up goes to my former trainer at Northside High School, Miss Sherry. She is still the trainer there, just dominating. Hasn't aged a day since I've left. She's one of my favorite humans. My mom texted me this morning, but she won Team Member of the Week there at Northside High School, and just wanted to give her a shout out.
Does she get a special parking spot for that for the week?
Love some Miss Sherry. I've told you this. You would think so. Tenure. She has tenure, so you would think so. But the story, we were playing Bentonville in basketball, and I got elbowed in right above my eye, and Miss Sherry put the super glue right above it so I could go back in there. And then about 4 hours later, when I was in the ER and the doctor had to unsuper glue it to stitch it, I was a little upset, but I was thankful that I got to play some more, you know?
Well, that's what it's all about, right?
That is right. And then as we're talking, Phil, you said there was 3 coaches that have been fired. Name one more.
Oh!
Jonathan Gannon of the Arizona Cardinals,
No
15
surprise
and
there.
36 in 3 seasons. That would be there. And then with Pete Carroll as well. 1 season, 3 and 14, 74 years old. What do they do? Analyst, advisor? That's his role. Wouldn't you want him a part of some team? But
Well, that's what he was doing. I think when he stepped out of coaching for Seattle, wasn't he supposed to be it's not an analyst, but an advisor. But I think it was an advisor that they acted like they couldn't hear what he was saying.
I know that role. I played that role very well before.
I got a second up, and I love that college basketball doesn't allow coaching challenges on out-of-bounds plays until the last 2 minutes. To me, this is akin to the pitch timer in baseball, where, look, I think one reason they've done this is also because they want to make sure that the games fit nicely into the television windows, because what's the thing that really ticks you off as a basketball fan, as a football fan, is when your game has started, but you still have to watch the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter of the game that precedes you, no matter what the score is, too, and maybe you don't have ESPN News in order to go over to the spillover channel. So I'm all about getting these games moving so you could watch what you want to watch instead of the one that was in front of you. And I love that it feels like basketball games do move a little bit quicker because you can't do these coaching challenges any longer. And it also feels like we've got a Jamaican adventurer with us now.
You're making me crazy.
All right, we've got Dr. Charlie Liggett on the River Valley. On the I was gonna give you sponsorship of the phones here, but it's Lewis Automotive Group instead. Charlie, what's Jamaica like right now? Where are you?
We are close to Maypen. It's in Clarendon Parish, and I was seriously less than 10 minutes ago. I was in the middle of a surgery, and my assistant was like, so I wonder what the other guys that are calling into the radio show, I wonder what they're doing right now. Probably not this. But yeah, man, going good. Sunny, 85.
Nothing to complain about.
Doing good.
Literally nothing to complain about. Do you have a shirt on at the moment?
I have scrubs on.
Well, that counts as a shirt. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I've already
yeah,
done
so
my first up and down. I'll get through my second down here, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to do your first two, Charlie, so you can take it through a little bit. All right, my second down, I noticed our friend Ty Richardson has made a change on his Twitter account, and I wondered about this because for years, and I did halftime with Ty for a couple of years, and Ty's always been single-minded of purpose. He's a sports radio guy. You know, he was... For all the years, he wasn't going to have any alcoholic beverages on a weeknight because sports radio means a lot more than anything else. And he's worked hard to get where he is, but then all of a sudden he changed his Twitter handle to Ty the Golf Guy. And I just don't know if this fits well enough. I always pictured Ty as being the sports radio guy. All of a sudden he wants to rebrand himself as a golf guy. Now, he's probably a better golfer than I am. Most of you out, 98% of you are better golfers than I am. That's okay. I accept it. But I also think there's probably about, I don't know, how many people in the United States? How many citizens do we have here? We got about, 300 million? It's about 295 million of them that are better at golf than Ty. So I just didn't think that one actually worked very well. But it's his Twitter account. He can have what he wants on it. All right, Charlie, go ahead.
Okay, so my first up, I'm going to give it to my wife, Heather. She's 3-0 when we play Tennessee, and she's at the game. So she usually goes to one game per sport a year. And so she went to a Tennessee game with me before we came here on Friday. She went to the football game. We stormed the field, and she was at one of the super regional games. So she's 3-0 versus Tennessee. So you gotta respect that. But that's
awesome, dude.
So yeah, man, and that basketball game was so much fun.
Yes.
It was packed. I mean, what a great job they've started doing at the stadium. I think with 4 minutes left, they pop up a video of Cal, and he says, "I want everybody in this place to stand up." And I'm telling you, I mean, the place, that's the loudest that I've heard that place in a while, and I was pretty impressed. But also, how cool was it that Nolan Matt comes to practice and says, "I'm taking over the defense," and then they just go out and get 8 steals and 10 blocks and a 5-second call and a 10-second call, and I mean that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Cal brought it up during post game. Here, I'll play it for you.
Z, who was in my gym yesterday?
Coach Richardson.
And he took over the defense. He said, we're going to press a little bit, and we're going to go up. It's going to be 40 minutes of hell tomorrow. That's what he said.
And you could see a little pressing too during that game. That's cool, huh?
Yeah. They pressed a little bit and did a good job. And Chin Coleman, I don't know if you heard his pregame presser, but they were asking about Ament, and he said, "Yeah, we recruited him. We wanted him in a Hog uniform. He just chose to go to Tennessee, and now he has to deal with that decision." I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, it's pretty much pretty much the going rate. Yeah, I mean, if you are a top prospect and you're not choosing Arkansas, you're probably going to have to face Arkansas too. It's the way I feel about some of these kids that choose Duke too. Hogs and Duke are going to face each other in the tournament again at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be fun. Hey, okay, so for my down, I'm gonna give you a trivia question. See if you can get it, Phil. What Major League Baseball player broke up 81 no-hitters with home runs in his career?
81 no-hitters? So that would also
81.
be well, this is you hit a home run in the first inning and it's the first hit of the game. Did you break up a no-hitter?
Yes.
Yeah, no-hitter.
Yeah, of course you did. All right, 81 home runs. To break up no-hitters, I'm going to go with Ricky Henderson.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
it.
because how many of them were leadoff home runs?
Yeah, I mean, probably most of them, right?
Game leadoff home runs. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You thought you'd slip one by me, Charlie.
Yeah, when you think about it a little bit, you can get it. Good job, Phil.
Thank you very much.
Do you know what NFL coach has more rushing yards than Bo Jackson?
Oh, I saw the question 2 days ago and
Dr.
never saw
Charlie,
the answer.
Yeah. Once you think about it, you'll kind of grab it.
It's obviously Mike McDaniel.
Right? He goes, it's definitely not Mike McDaniel.
I don't think it's McDaniel.
San Diego
Let's
Chargers.
see. Oh, Harbaugh.
That's right. Harbaugh would have had a few rushing
He
yards.
has
That's
5
true.
more career rushing yards than Bo Jackson.
That's crazy.
I don't believe that. I actually don't believe it. I actually
How many
do not
years did he
believe
play?
that at all. But
How
I
many
won't
years did he
even.
play?
I won't even look it up. I mean, he doesn't have as many home runs as Bo Jackson, though. How's that? Add the home runs to
Yeah.
his rushing total. See if they equal each other. Matt, I think you're up now.
Am I up? I thought Charlie was doing 2.
Did he? I think he's done his 2.
Oh, okay. My second up goes to Michael Irvin and the Miami Hurricanes. Who's having more fun on this earth than Michael Irvin? No one. Miami
Oh, my gosh.
they're going to get to take on Ole Miss and then Oregon and Indiana in the Final Four. So big ups to them. My second down goes to Enzo. He was the head boss at Chelsea, Enzo, and he is out the door. 8-7-5, 31 points. They are 5th place in the Premier League, but not good enough for the American billionaire owner of Chelsea, and he gets sacked.
You get buyouts in EPL.
It's ridiculous, Phil. It's they're all making Nick Saban money. It's ridiculous.
Do they have to do commercials with a duck in order to make that money too?
Probably as long as primetime shows up.
All right, so let's see. I think I go now. This is funny. It's got to figure out a whole cycle because I did 2 before Charlie did even 1. So I think it's my turn now. And my third up is to the Clemson, North Carolina football game in 2026. Clemson this morning officially announced Chad Morris as their offensive coordinator. We've got Bobby Petrino as the offensive coordinator at North Carolina. I love this matchup. They haven't announced when the game will be played, but Clemson and North Carolina will play in the next football season, and just the coaching staffs alone should be a lot of. Actually, I think Chad Morris is the OC at Clemson. I don't know. Do you think this makes sense, like getting the gang together again? Because that's where Clemson rose to begin with Morris as the OC. It's just in this case, it's trying to help save the program once again.
I think you're going to have trouble selling that to Arkansas fans.
Being in the ACC or being in the Big 12, I think right now is way more appealing than being in the Big 10 or the SEC. I mean, I get it. You can have 3 or 4, but if you're not at the blue blood, if you're not at one of the top schools in the Big 10 or the SEC, it just feels like you have a Cinderella chance. If you're in the ACC or Big 12, you have a better chance, like lightning in a bottle, to make the playoff 12.
I just wonder if Clemson ever reaches anywhere close to the heights that they had been under Dabo now, because look at where Miami is, and I think they're going to keep this momentum going. Virginia Tech with Franklin, I think they're going to build something. Yes, SMU with Rhett, absolutely. And it's I just don't know if there's
Florida State bounces back, right? Like they're
maybe, I don't know. So. We've kind of thought they would this year.
I'm with you that Miami keeps it going.
I do think they will. Anyway, so a third down goes to we have a division champion with a losing record. Yeah, it's the same as 5 and 7 bowl teams, but then again, I mean, that's not really playoffs. 8 and 9, Matt. Carolina goes to the playoffs with an 8 and 9 record. I'm sure there's been losing teams in playoffs before. I just don't remember if there's been a division champion. Was there a 7 and 9 division champion previously? Never seen a baseball team win a division with a losing record. This come close a couple of times, but losing records for division champions, man, it's just it smells funky.
It is. It's weird because they get to host a playoff game.
They do.
The Rams are 12 and 5, and they have to go on the road.
All right, Matt, you go with your third now.
All right, let's do my third, and it would go. We just had my third up will be to the new year and to you guys. One of my favorite segment. This is our first time to do it this year, so I'm glad we were able to effort and get Charlie when he was in Jamaica McCrazy, and we got him up here so good. My third down, we just had a fan feedback person talk about it as well, but Man United fired their coach after 14 months. He won 24 games in 14 months. Was not good enough.
All right, Charlie, go ahead. You can take us home.
All right, so my last up, J.J. Andrews was at the game, a Tennessee game, and he did the hog call at half court. Did a great job. Awesome to see him. He had his wrist brace thing on. But do you know who the last recruit to do the hog call at half court was?
I do not.
It was Acuff. It was Acuff, and you know who was sitting next to him?
Do not.
Ament. Ament was sitting next to him. So kind of a cool little thing.
Did Ament also do the hog call?
No, he was sitting down. He was on the recruiting trip, and I think we had already locked in Acuff.
Hey,
you don't do the hog call unless you have committed, right?
Right. I mean, I don't think so.
Ament's going to be a great pro. So I know we're kind of dogging on him. He's going to be a great pro.
How about his six? You talking about Ament or Acuff?
Both of them, but Ament's going to be good. He was the best player. Tennessee had one guy that's going to play in the NBA on that team, and it was him, the freshman.
But there was no question he was the third best freshman on the court. No question.
Charlie, tell us what's going on in Jamaica. What brought you there? And obviously you guys are very invested in service at the same time.
Yeah, so every year since dental school, actually, when I was in dental school, I had an instructor that was from Jamaica, and I started coming down here with her. And so this year is my 25th trip down here doing dental work, and we do extractions and cleanings, and we make dentures and partials. So not only do we take the teeth out, we put them back in, and so places packed. I'm sitting in the church. They put us in a church, and we'll clean it all out and put all of our stuff set up. So I'm sitting in the sanctuary right now, and there's a bunch of people waiting for their cleanings and extractions, and it's a neat service. The people down here are so loving and caring, and it's just it's a wonderful time. And with dentistry, it kind of gives us a unique opportunity to be able to give back. So it's one of my favorite times of the year, and my wife comes with me and does hygiene, does cleanings, and it's a great time.
Yeah, we may take our dental health for granted sometimes because you can probably see it in the looks of the faces of the people you're treating in Jamaica, right now. That they're not taking that for granted at all.
Well, a lot of people that we see have never been to a dentist. They're 70 years old and have never been to a dentist, and so just being able to help a little bit and make them feel a little bit better is pretty awesome.
Well, Charlie, we'll let you get back to it. We appreciate you, man. It's great work you guys are doing there, and also, of course, at your main location in Fort Smith, 479-646-0706 for River Valley Smile Center, rivervalleysmiles.com. Doc, go ahead, take us home, and then get back to the patients.
All right, come see us at River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family. Go Hogs.
Stay with halftime. We'll be back in just a moment.
2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Carter for 3, and he got it! As the shot clock was expiring.
This is halftime.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at ServiceMasterPC.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Times are hard. To pay the fee, so you find yourself somebody who can can do the job for free. When you need a bit of loving, 'cause your man is out of town, that's the time you get me running. You know I'll be around.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
So because of the Steelers game, I couldn't fall asleep last night. I turned on the Chevy Chase documentary on CNN, which, what is it called? I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not. Of course, that's what they're going to call it. And I the first 25 minutes or so, and then I started getting tired. I was able to go to sleep. But I learned, I only bring it up because you played Steely Dan there, that Chevy Chase was Steely Dan's original drummer at Bard College. He was friends with the two guys from Steely Dan and was their drummer. So it's pretty interesting guy. Though you won't really find many people that are on that documentary that will say too many nice things about Chevy Chase. Yeah,
he had a way about him, didn't he?
Oh, I think he certainly did have a
Watching
way about him.
The Counting Crows documentary last week that I was talking to you about, and they had asked the Counting Crows to come support as far as Lorne Michaels did for Saturday Night Live. And they were like, here, you can do this song and this song. And Adam had said he wanted to do this song and this song. He wanted his time. And so they said, okay, we'll give you what you want. And then when they got him in there, they said, oh, sorry, you're going to have to take a minute off this and a minute off this. And so he was like, well, then I'm not doing it. So whatever comes to, he kind of shows his ass a little bit, and then they're like, all right, you do your show. They never invited the Counting Crows back.
Never came back, huh?
So talk about being petty.
Lorne's got his own little fiefdom there, I think. Hey, I'm a fan, so don't get me wrong. So I really haven't watched much Saturday Night Live in the last couple of years, but I did watch the 50th anniversary, and, you know, it was a little odd that Chase wasn't brought up. You know, I mean, I grew up with Chevy. Chevy Chase was like the man in the 80s.
He was like Will Ferrell.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Physical comedy, maybe not the frontal nudity in a couple of cases, but yeah, it was just he was cool. I don't know any other way to put it. He was cool. He was funny, and I don't know if nobody views him that way now. Now he's a curmudgeonly old man who kind of comes off as bitter and might have always been bitter. But yes, he was the original drummer for Steely Dan. Here's an interesting little topic that Jeff Goodman has. Jeff Goodman, of course, from the Field of 68, covering college basketball. I don't think a lot of Arkansas fans are big fans of his. He's got a thing against Cal, but he polled all the coaches in every college basketball league in order to get the determination of what the coaches in each league view as the best job in that league. So the first conference was the ACC. That's an easy one, right? Best job in the ACC is Duke. It has to be.
Well, Duke or North Carolina.
Well, the coaches said Duke, and they said it by basically 1 point.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So it's a come-see-come-saw, either one of them.
I think there's no wrong answer there, yeah.
Arkansas is the best job in the SEC. Now, that's what I'm saying. We'll see what the coaches say.
Well, and I think a little bit of it, because when you talk about Duke and you talk about some of these other teams, it's what is the expectations? Expectations not necessarily to win a national championship at Arkansas. You know, that's not really – we've won one. Now, yeah, do we want to? Is expectations in that locker room? But fans and everybody looking at it, it's your own show. You have money, you have facilities, and you have nobody else to compete with inside your state. It's the Arkansas Razorback show.
Absolutely, you know, and when this comes, I don't know when he's going to be releasing the SEC, but I would assume sometime in the next week. It'll be between Arkansas and Kentucky, and that's it. So I would look. You could look
Florida, the defending national champion.
Yeah, I think you could point out to Florida too. That's legitimate. That's legitimate. But the other aspect of this too is it's how does the school identify themselves? Kentucky, Duke is a basketball school. Even though they're putting money into football, they've got maybe the highest paid quarterback in college football. North Carolina's put plenty of money into football too. They're still basketball schools. The funny aspect is look at Indiana. How do you understand what Indiana is? Is this a football school now? All of a sudden? Maybe wait a few years, but it certainly looks like a football school now. What's Arkansas? Arkansas right now, if you want to talk about alignment, and we're still waiting to see the evidence of alignment in football, money basically, the right kind of investment, they've got the investment in basketball. I think part of this is not just expectations and the amount of success you've had, but because these are the coaches that are voting on this, what kind of support are you getting from administration, collectives, or just donors overall? And at Duke and North Carolina, yeah, absolutely, top of the list. I think Arkansas is right there in the SEC. What do you think? 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Quick break, back to wrap up hour number 2 in just a moment.
Z, who was in my gym yesterday?
Coach Richardson.
And he took over the defense. He said, we're going to press a little bit, and we're going to go up. It's going to be 40 minutes of hell tomorrow. That's what he said.
This is halftime.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
You know what's underrated? Having choices. Like, imagine not being able to choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell. Imagine you couldn't get a box of classics for $5, or faves for $7, or a lavish feast for $9. Now with cheesy dipping burritos and creamy garlic sauce. Good thing all those choices are, like, actually real. So instead, imagine which you're gonna get. Choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Freaks ride around on wheelchairs, motorized by electric motors made by goblins and factories overseas. They're there to buy drywall and other products so they can eat back at home on the sofa.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Oh, let's go to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline as we wrap up hour number 2 with a phone call from Stephen in Greenwood. Stephen, thanks for calling. What's up?
Well, a couple things. Matt, I thought about you this weekend. I was catching up on the last 3 2020s that I've missed. And one of them was a murder down in Jacksonville. And they brought in this skinhead drug dealer guy to interview him, and there he was wearing his number 18 Jags jersey.
You know how many times, Stephen? This is hilarious, Matt. How many texts have you gotten of that show recently?
Gotta represent.
That's right. I've gotten about 5 different texts of the photo of people's television screen with that guy wearing Matt's jersey recently.
Man, that was classic. I thought, man, represent right there. That's how many of those jerseys do you think in the world now?
Good question, man.
One fewer today.
Well, he'll get it. It'll be there for him when he gets out. If he does, that's the thing that they'll hand to him.
Oh, he actually ended up not being the guy. So,
like I said, innocent.
He's free and clear. But I was watching their game the other day, and there was 2 of your jerseys in the crowd at the Jags game.
Oh, so, I love it. I love it. That's great.
So you're still there. Hey, I got a question about this Cody Campbell down there at Tech. So he's an old guy. He's got a lot of money, but he doesn't have near the money that Jerry Jones has. How is it possible that Jerry Jones can't write that kind of check to fund the Arkansas football program? It's been killing me ever since I've been reading about this Cody Campbell guy.
Yeah.
But Jerry doesn't want to do that?
I mean, I can't answer for someone else's money. I'm sure there've been conversations about something like that, but I know he wrote a large check for the building that's named after him and his wife. So I don't know, but your point is well made. It's like if you hear about Campbell, you've got Dillingham, the Arizona State coach, openly asking for a billionaire to fund the program, and you've got one who owns a really, well, at least business-wise, successful football team. And then, of course, there's people connected to all the major corporations in Northwest Arkansas. You're like, well, isn't there one that's willing to throw, what would it be, $50 million a year at football? A year. That's the thing, is this is not just a one-time thing. You got to do it over.
That he's going to do $60 million this year. And I'm thinking, Jerry loses that in his couch every day.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. It's I think we have the expectation that somebody that's got not just a connection to the school, but someone who played for the program would be willing to put up, some of those billions of dollars. It makes sense to us, but maybe there's got to be something in Jerry's mind why he either hasn't done it or I don't know, if you haven't been approached about it and someone's not doing their job, I guess. Appreciate the phone call, Stephen. Thank you. That's what you need. I mean, you need billionaire owners to fund the teams along with the sponsors and everything. And basically now you need a billionaire for every college football program. At least that's what it feels like. All right, 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We'll be back in a moment for hour number 3. Stay with us.
Discover the ultimate adventure at the Northwest Arkansas Boat and Outdoor Expo, January 8th through the 11th at the Rogers Convention Center. Check out a vast array of boats by the finest boat dealers in the area. Learn from experts, test out the latest equipment, and gain insight that will take your adventures to new heights. This show is the perfect place to see all the boat brands and compare. The Northwest Arkansas Boat and Outdoor Expo, January 8th through the 11th at the Rogers Convention Center, where your next adventure begins.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, this is Damien, and I've grown up around the kitchen at DK Fit Meals. My dad, David, the owner, started this business because he knows you're busy, but you still want food that's fresh, delicious, and actually good for you. Forget the fast food compromises. We're taking customized, ready-to-eat, healthy meals made right here in Fort Smith. Whether you pre-order for the week or ordering something from our grab-and-go frozen meals, we make it easy to stick to your goals. Stop settling and start performing. Get your next week of meals sorted today. Visit DKFitMeals.com, that's DKFitMeals.com, and taste the difference fresh food makes. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon, mid to upper 60s. We will see just a few passing clouds overhead tonight. And overnight low will drop down into the low 50s. Tuesday, lots of sunshine, a high in the lower 70s. Wednesday, partly sunny. High temperatures will be into the upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized
KERX
Bibles,
Paris
and
Fort
more.
Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
What name of one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones?
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Halftime continues on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com in hour number 3, 1:01 in the afternoon. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing, and we have 0 guests in these next 60 minutes, so it's up to you if you want to get on with us. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We'd had a question coming into the last segment about whether or not Jerry Jones would be able to, I guess the term would be, fund the Arkansas football program. And a lot of folks texted in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline that NFL rules prohibit owners from paying players directly. What I'm reading here and reading on a Sportico.com article is that there's, I guess it's a matter of degree and where the money is going to. So, Jerry Jones, when he donated money for the building named after him and his wife, that went directly to the university. That's allowed. NFL owners are not allowed to contribute to collectives or make direct payments to players. Here's the thing, though. It's like when you read about some of these donations, what was it, Michigan State? Isn't Michigan State Athletics getting something like $280 million from a single donation? Let's just say that it's not an NFL owner that's doing it, but I would imagine that is going directly to the university. So, if it's a matter of how the money ends up getting to a player's pocket, if you donate it to the university, you're not donating it to a collective. So, I don't know. Maybe there's an opening there for them to get Jerry Jones's money into the athletic department to pay players. It just can't be part of a collective. Maybe it can be part of this new platform that the school released last week that we had brought up. Either way, got to find a way to get that money in. Nate says owners of the Broncos and the Cowboys have Arkansas ties but can't help. I feel like they can, though. It's just a matter of where do you donate the money? It can't go to the collective. It can't go to NIL organizations, but it can go to the school. And the school now can pay the players, man. I mean, they're just openly talking about $25 million for Kiffin at LSU. I mean, Cody Campbell, whatever he's funding for the collective at Texas Tech, I'm sure some of it's also going to the school. So it just seems like a degree. And, Matt, it also goes to the idea of some of the things that you've brought up here, the idea that they're making it up as they go along. And that's what this is. Let's see here. NFL. There have been 5 division winners in the NFL that had sub 500 records. Should have remembered Brady's last year. Tom Brady's last year, 8-9 Bucks playoff team as a division champion.
They beat the Cowboys in the first round that year.
That's right. Yeah, I remember seeing. Oh man, I was at Arizona Cardinals. Went to the playoffs one year and won a game with a sub 500 record. But I mean, if you win a division, you win a division. These divisions are built where the teams play each other twice. So, it's not saying you shouldn't have this kind of structure. But you wouldn't have that in the divisions of college football, Matt, because we're not going to have 14 divisions.
We're
going
to
have
play
8.
everybody in your division.
Well, when you have the 8-team divisions, these crazy leagues we have right now, no, there's no way you can. That's why I can't look at somebody saying, well, we're a champion of this league when you only played half the league and the playoff system doesn't necessarily fit towards that. But Seattle in 2010, Carolina in 2014, Washington in 2020, Tampa Bay in 2022, and this year's Carolina Panthers. That just get a home game too. Steelers get a home game as a division champion with a worse record than the Texans. I'll tell you, that's a tough
that game though.
That's a tough Texans defense.
I like the Texans better, but I'm saying they could actually win a playoff game. Pittsburgh could beat Houston. Yeah.
I think they could too, especially getting DK Metcalf back.
Jacksonville got the short end of the stick. They draw Buffalo first, and Buffalo's probably got just as good a chance to win the whole thing as anybody.
This would be the year too, going on the road, not winning the division. It would be the year that they do it. What do you do about Baltimore now? Because going into this season, I thought Baltimore was a Super Bowl champion, or at least an AFC champion for the first time with Lamar under center. Didn't happen, man. And look, I mean, there's a couple of plays Lamar made in this game yesterday that only he can make. We just have to wonder about at some point, when is it going to happen for Lamar Jackson?
I don't think it's Lamar Jackson's fault. Was it 2 years ago they had the big playoff game and they had like 4 fumbles as an offense? Might have even been against Buffalo. It's tough, man. I think they spent so much energy the year before winning all those games and having a chance to win it last year that you come back. That's what makes what the Chiefs run so remarkable, just amazing, because it takes a lot of it out of you to do that, to play at that high of a level for so long. I still think Lamar Jackson's in his prime, and I don't think it's Lamar. Now, the quarterback gets way too much of the credit when you win and way too much of the blame when you lose. It's always somewhere in the middle. But I think Lamar Jackson is on the short list of quarterbacks that could win a Super Bowl.
I still think he could as well. Just kind of Not this year. Got to be in the tournament in order to get there. Broncos, Seahawks, number 1 seeds overall. I could see Denver going. Every game Denver's played has been close. Sooner or later, one of those is going to go in the other direction this month. Who's the most dangerous in either?
I don't think either number 1 seed make the Super Bowl.
I don't think they will either. So looking on the AFC, man, I think the Patriots are awfully good. Looking at the NFC, I know they're the 6th seed. I know they had trouble yesterday, but I still think San Francisco.
I like the Rams.
So I'm looking at
2 teams out of the same division. Yeah.
Niners, Patriots. What are you looking at?
I have out of the AFC, I'm gonna go the pace. Man, I'm Patriots or Bills. They're gonna play in that next game, depending. But I like the Patriots out of the AFC. NFC, Rams. Yeah, I Rams all day. Yeah.
Now I think Chicago. What about Chicago and Green Bay on Prime Video this next weekend? Now I could say so. Chicago's had this amazing rise under Ben Johnson, but the way that a lot of these seasons go, with an upstart team with a young quarterback, they're still not ready to make a run this month. They lose to Green Bay.
I got Green Bay over Chicago. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'd see there. I think the Rams over the Panthers, that's an easy one. Niners and Eagles ought to be really fun. I love San Francisco this year. Steelers and Texans, I still don't really believe in Pittsburgh's ability to win in the postseason. But, Matt, if they win one playoff game, it'll feel like winning the Super Bowl almost with the lack of postseason success. Jags, Bills, I'd go Bills. Pats, Chargers, definitely Patriots.
What about the Seahawks, Matt?
I am not against the Seahawks. I just think that it was one of those years where their schedule was a little bit lighter. When it gets down to it, do you trust Geno Smith?
Well, that's Darnold.
Oh, it's Sam Darnold now.
Yeah.
See, that tells you how much I know about the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, Geno Smith was at Vegas and helped get Carroll fired. So, yeah, I mean, if you look at the quarterbacks.
Can Sam Darnold beat the blitz? When he was at Minnesota, he couldn't beat the blitz. When he got to the playoffs, had his worst game he's ever had. That's playoff football. It goes up to 11. They know what you can't do. They know what you struggle with, and you're going to see it. I don't know if can he be. That's the thing with Dak. Dak Prescott would get into the playoffs. He can't beat the blitz. Can't. And maybe that's a little bit with Lamar Jackson. You think? I didn't watch the game. Did Pittsburgh blitz Lamar a lot? Because kind of the knock on him a little bit as well. He beats the blitz more with his legs than he does with his arms.
When they did blitz him, he found a way to split. I mean, there was one play where they're coming at him like a vice, and he just steps up. You got Alex Highsmith basically wrapped around his ankle. He slips through it and finds Flowers wide open 40 yards downfield. It felt like a play that only he can make. Some of the text coming in here on this, Jerry Jones, question of whether or not Jerry Jones can fund Arkansas football. Yeah, what about having Warren Stevens launder Jerry's money? Because Warren Stevens could spend as much money on NIL as he wants.
Doesn't he do it on the golf team? Isn't he a big time?
I think he's on the golf, and certainly has a lot to do with basketball and Cal. I'm assuming that some money from Warren Stevens specifically, the company, goes to football too, because it would have to.
To your ratings that you're talking about, saying Arkansas is the number one job in the SEC. My question to you, Phil, was it 3 years ago, or is it now that they got money and Cal's the coach?
It's now.
Yeah, okay. Let's be careful, because I there's still other programs that, and just because we have Coach Cal, then you want to spend more money because you actually have a chance.
Well, do you look at North Carolina as number one job in the ACC when Hubert Davis is the coach there? Maybe not. Maybe a little bit different. John Shire showed at Duke. It isn't just Coach K, man. I mean, but that's also a university that has been in alignment for basketball for decades now.
I've always been a Duke over North Carolina, like just from back when Grant Hill was there. It's Bobby Hurley, Christian Laettner. Another team I would say that Michigan and Arizona are both big-time jobs. You're talking about the Big Ten Conference, if they're going to do those in the Pac-12. What conference is Arizona in now?
Big 12.
Big 12. Arizona, man, Arizona and Michigan are both really good basketball jobs.
But, Arizona's kept that level from Lute Olson through Miller for a little bit. Now, Michigan's been at a fairly high level for a while. When you look at Arkansas, under Muss, I don't think you would have said it's the number one job, because even Muss got frustrated, I think, in some situations about money. Not his money, but money for players. And if you're going to bring in somebody like Cal, well, I think you have to look at yourself as being the number one job in the SEC. Yes, you have to view the program as already being there, because I don't think he's going to take over a position, that wouldn't view itself like that. Because you have to fund the program. It's not just fund Cal or his coaching staff. It's every guy that's on that floor. I mean, how much money do you watch the starting five for this Arkansas team? You look at the starting five. How much money is that on the court at once?
Well, every one of them is making 7 figures a year, so it's over $5 million. It's just, are a couple of them making 2? That's the only question I have for you. So it's in our 8, and we have starters, and I go back to what Coach Van Horn says about his baseball team. They're not backups; they're starters. There's competition. They are starters that are sitting. Malik Thomas, Malik Ewan, and Billy Richmond, those are all 3 starters on over half the teams in the SEC. Our 8, man, our 8, our grateful 8, our elite 8, our hateful 8, whatever you want to call them, they're just as athletic. If you just do numbers, if you wanted to height, weight, measure, ball skills, shooting, just all that stuff you would do at the combine, we're as good as any team in the country. There's not another 8 on some team that is, but that's Coach Cal's MO. He always has athletes. Now he has a point guard.
So with that knowledge and the way you've put this team together and the atmosphere that was obvious through the television on Saturday, this is the best job in the SEC right now. I've been wondering about now, who knows how long Cal's the coach at Arkansas, but this is, Duke has kept that from Coach K to John Shire. Arizona's kept this to some point from Lute Olson to now. Kentucky hasn't, from Cal to Mark Pope. They view themselves in a very specific way. But under Mark Pope, they're not that. Not right now. Arkansas is right now. The way that they're positioned, this is the best basketball program in the SEC. Cal is the main reason why you have yourself aligned. Whenever he's done here, and I hope it's a long time from now, he says, another 20 families or so? Is that 6 years? Is that 5 years? You keep it at the place to where of course Duke is going to put their team together the way they did under Coach K. Of course they're going to put their best foot forward with that basketball program, because it's Duke basketball. Arkansas basketball is going to be in the same position once John Calipari is finished at Arkansas. Now we just got to get football in a better place too. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Remember, Roback. The weather looks gorgeous today. I actually got a short sleeve shirt on, fresh polos at roback.com. Some of you were thinking about baseball season. It's 5 weeks away, amazingly. And you'll find great things to wear at Baum-Walker Stadium at roback.com. Got a special Baum-Walker shirt that I'll be wearing at some games as well. You'll find it at the Arkansas Game Day Collection at RHOBACK.com. Roback, where action meets comfort. Back in a moment for more Halftime.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah, we just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Arkansas football landing 2 commitments out of the transfer portal earlier today. Jamari Hawkins, who was the second leading receiver from Memphis, and Jaquavion Smith, a linebacker out of Howard University, have both committed to Arkansas, I guess signed. I'm not sure if it's both or one or the other at the moment. Got the Tennessee kicker Max Gilbert yesterday, lost Scott Starzik the same day. And the one that really hits me, Matt, was Marion Harris. Cam Shanks in the portal, Danny Saili in the portal. Saili showed something defensive line. He was one of the better linemen. Rodney Hill, third running back, into the portal too. But it's Harris. I know there's a couple of other offensive linemen that they were pretty high on, but this was the guy that had played more than any of the other younger ones, and I thought there was something to build on. That makes getting Carius Kern, the kid from Marion that left LSU, pretty darn important. And I know he's visiting Ole Miss. Initially, I don't know if Ole Miss was on his list, but they are now. And I don't know, can you outbid? This is a tackle. This is an offensive tackle. He's 5-star. He was the best player in the state his last year at Marion, Matt. It seems like a pretty important potential get for Arkansas here.
Yeah, try to improve your team. I think our last coach talked about the portal and how it was a really good team, and we won 0 games. So I don't know what all this means. I mean, we still haven't won a conference game in 400 and something days. So whenever we start winning, we'll see if these kids are any good. I know that field goal kicker is really good. I think he's good enough to play on Sundays if he keeps on going on that trajectory. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about this football team.
You may be talking about guys out of Memphis from last year. I think they're in on Sutton Smith, who was Memphis's top running back, at least in terms of rushing yards last season. So it looks like you're getting their number 2 receiver, maybe their top running back, one of their guards, one of their starting offensive guards as well. So, I mean, there's no surprise either, right? I mean, don't you expect that?
I thought you'd get double-digit kids from Memphis. Mm-hmm. I really did. When it was all said and done, and after watching Memphis play Arkansas last year, I thought there was at least 7, 8, 9 kids that could come to Arkansas. Now, I don't know if some of those are seniors and don't have eligibility, but just watching, you're like, man, that kid could play. He's better than who we got.
I did think that a little bit, and it's I know it's a different program and things are different with program to program, but women's basketball did the same thing. You hire Kelsey Music from Oral Roberts. She brings 2 of her most experienced players with her from ORU. Now, I hope there's going to be more success for football in the first year for Ryan Silverfield than at least we've seen recently for women's hoops. Last night was just ugly against Alabama, 77-48. It's not going to get any easier with South Carolina on Thursday, but South Carolina beat Alabama by 20, more than 20. Then Alabama wins by 29 over Arkansas. So, yeah, I don't know. The math doesn't really look very good, and that's what I'll be calling, Matt. At the same time that game tips off at Bud Walton, Ole Miss and Miami kick off in the Fiesta Bowl. So I'll miss the first 2 hours of the Fiesta Bowl. To call a game that it feels like, and I'm not complaining about it. You got to play the games. That's part of building a program, and I think Kelsey is a really good coach, and I think that the future can be bright. I can't make any predictions upon it because I think a lot of it has to do upon. Well, it's the same with football. Are you investing enough into your program to where you can rise through? I mean, Arkansas is, like you point out, Matt, they're starting at the very bottom in football, 16 out of 16. Women's basketball is about 15 out of 16. Missouri would be below them right now. And it's really difficult to, program build in these conferences in which these 2 sports are so deep. But hey, yeah, Ole Miss, Miami probably going to be a little bit closer than South Carolina and Arkansas women's hoops.
So you got Moore in Mendoza in the first matchup, and then Chambliss and Beck in the second matchup. All 4 of these teams seems like they all have a quarterback that's like, hey, man, that guy's pretty good. Like, how would you rank these 4 quarterbacks? Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, would he be number 1?
Well, he's terrific.
Number 1 overall pick in the draft next year?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that all works out, but the guy has just an amazing season. Made all the big plays that he needed to, and it looks like he is the leader of that team. But as you think about the Ole Miss Miami game, you've got Carson Beck was one of the most famous quarterbacks in college football over the previous 2 years, even before he goes to Miami. Nobody heard of Trinidad Chambliss outside of Division II fans.
And Harding.
Right. And now who has the edge in that? I mean, I think Carson Beck is good. I think Trinidad Chambliss is the better of those two quarterbacks right now. It's tough to get that guy down, and watching that Miami pass rush and how he's going to have to handle that, that's going to be, hey, that's appointment television, but I'll be calling a basketball game instead.
Man, that's very excited about these college football playoffs. Most college football I watched all year besides the Razorbacks was that first round, or I guess it'd be the quarterfinals round. I'll be glued. I'll be watching both these games. Looking forward to it, man. I think the thing that the College Football Committee was trying to do when they're having this is there's no clear-cut number one team. That, like, all four of these teams, you're kind of like, well, you could actually make a rationale, a reason, and say this team could win the national championship if they do this. All four of these teams, I think, could win it.
Yeah, with Indiana's win at Oregon, I do think there is a clear-cut number one, but that also doesn't mean that an Oregon win over Indiana would be that major of an upset.
Yeah, it was a 3-point game, and it was 6 weeks ago or 9 weeks ago.
Yeah. It would be an upset, but it wouldn't be. Well, it wouldn't be Miami beating Ohio State the way they did. Not at all.
I think Ole Miss beating Georgia is more Georgia lost it than Ole Miss won it. I think Georgia messed up a little bit, kind of got a little too cocky, a little too pride cometh before the fall. Take your points anytime you get a chance to take points, especially when it's adding to them. You're just putting more pressure on the other team every time you can take points.
877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I'm going to go take the points here in a moment. We'll come back in the home stretch of halftime. Stay with us.
Acuff going to pull up, try a three, and he just got another one. Are you kidding me?
This is halftime.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, Sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena.
The Razorbacks are back inside the basketball palace of Mid-America, and Coach Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. A limited number of single-game tickets are available right now. Just head over to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and purchase yours today.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside the trunk? I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump. My hump, 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 my hump. My lovely little lumps. Check it out. I drive these crazy. I do it on the daily. They treat me really nicely. They buy me all these ices. Dolce and Gabbana, Fendi and Adana. Karen, they be sharing all their money. Got me wearing fly. But I ain't asking. They say they love my 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving. So I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on dating. I keep on demonstrating my love.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now let's get back to halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend, Matt Jones.
If you don't know who to root for in the college football playoff, maybe we can just go with the direction that I go with the World Series, Matt. Though it'll be a little different for college football because, well, we saw it in the World Series this year. Game 7, any postseason game, you don't have to have that stupid Manfred man at second base in the 10th inning. Unfortunately, college football will still have the stupid overtime rules for any playoff game, and that includes the championship. And unfortunately, Matt, the championship could come down to just 2-point conversions, which I don't think any championship should ever come down to calling it an overtime period when it's just one play of a 2-point conversion. But, hey, if you don't know who to root for, if you can't go with Oregon, Indiana, Ole Miss, or Miami, just go with how I go with the World Series. Let's just play 7 games. Let's have the 7th game go into extra innings, and then let's just have, I guess, 25 overtimes.
Or you could pick it by your favorite color because all 4 of these teams' main colors are different. You don't have to worry about the how many times did you do this? I was watching the game with a buddy, the Alabama-Indiana game. How many times did you see Indiana make a play and go, oh, that's Alabama? Because they were both in the exact – they looked like Alabama's uniform. You're like, oh, good run by – oh, that's Indiana.
It was like I had my kids at the Arkansas-Alabama women's basketball game yesterday, and they felt a little weird wearing Arkansas. So like, don't worry, the Hogs are there, and even if you feel weird, your red is about the same red as everybody else in this building. Plus, you have an A on your shirts, so you do sort of blend in a little bit here. It's okay.
Yeah, and they don't read so well. They just see A. It's like, hey.
They don't even realize which way it's leaning. Yeah. Coaching matchups are fun for this, too. Yeah. So you think, like Dan Lanning, I would say I would love to see a Miami-Oregon matchup because Cristobal looks like he to me is the what's the name of the old the former South Carolina basketball coach had the eyebrow that could kill somebody. Frank, am I forgetting his last name? You know who I'm talking about. Like, I feel like Cristobal's got that eyebrow. He's got that eyebrow. That's what that is. And he just looks completely intense. Lanning, there must be a major plaster sponsor for Oregon football, because it always looks to me like that team's ready to run through a wall for him. But then there's Cignetti, and he's not a rah-rah guy, Matt, but he's the guy that's going to talk to you in a very low,
Frank Martin,
intense, quiet. Thank you, Frank Martin. I should have remembered that name.
He's kind of looks like a computer geek. Like, he might hack into your computer. Like, yeah, the Indiana head coach. He doesn't. You're not necessarily scared of him, but keep your passwords away from him, because he might have. Yeah.
And then there's Golding, who actually fits. He's central casting for Ole Miss's coach. Then again, Kiffin is too. But, picture that hair, the wavy hair and everything. That was one of the most surprising aspects of this playoff, because I still think Kirby Smart is the best coach in college football. And Cignetti's got his 2 years at Indiana. Kirby's got 2 national titles, not just 2 years where he's been good. I still think Kirby Smart is the best coach in college football. And Pete Golding, in the first game he ever was a head coach, beats him. That's really surprising.
Best defense left in the tournament, best offensive left in the tournament, Phil. R.C. McMahon.
You go.
Miami, the best defense.
You think Miami's got the best? Who has the best offense
Ole Miss.
left? Ole Miss has. Okay. Who's?
I think Indiana may have the best defense.
I got Oregon as the best offense, and I think I think it's a contrast of styles. I think Indiana might have the best defense, but I'm leaning with you though, C Unit. I'm going to go Miami. That Miami defense, I think, is the best defense.
Well, they have the 2 best players, I think, defensively. When you've got ends that, when that defensive line performs the way that they do, that there's such an impact. There's such an impact to having. I mean, you've even pointed out, if you want to talk about one thing you want to get out of the transfer portal for Arkansas football, go get a sack artist. I mean, it's like you can say it, sure, and it sounds great. Finding one is even much more difficult. I think Quincy Rhodes can be the guy, but
you got to get a running mate. So with Quincy Rhodes, it's man. If you could have him in his prime and Landon Jackson, you got to go find, because it's so. I've just been in so many offensive meeting rooms before when you're getting ready to play a defense that has one guy that can rush. You can do everything to negate him. But when you have Dwight Freeney and Rasheed Mathis, when you have Mathis and Freeney on both sides, then you start getting it like, we can't just lean left, we can't just lean right. You have to prepare for both, and then you're in trouble.
And that's basically what they've got to do when it comes to getting ready for the Miami Hurricanes. You got to worry about Ruben Bain,
and they got a safety that comes up and just hits, man. Like the most physical defense I've seen all year is the Miami Hurricanes. That's been the most since the Georgia-Texas Watergate, when they threw the water bottles on the field. Was that 2 years ago? That defense in that second half, it's like they were flying everywhere. That's how Miami looked. Like, you never thought that the other team was going to score,
and yet they were. If it would have been. I think if it's next year, isn't this right? If this is next year, Miami's on the outside looking in, even as the number 10, ranked 10th. If I remember this correctly, because Notre Dame, with their memorandum of understanding, whatever it is, if they are within the top 12, they make the playoff no matter what. You would have still had your 2 group of 5 teams get in, and I think Miami would have been left out because they're not a conference champion. And truly, like Miami, if you're in this Final Four, this is one of the wild things too, because how often would you go in when the playoff was 4 teams? Think, well, there's really only 2 or 3 of these teams that look like they're real potential champions. You could make a case for all 4 of these teams right now. And I don't think you could have done that, in many other years previously. Might have been able to do that last year.
Miami's given up 17 points in 2 playoff games this year. A&M, best team in the SEC.
They had it going for a while, but finished with a whimper.
Went on the road.
Just scoring 3 points at home. That's it. Yeah. That's frightening. And to beat the defending national champions, too.
With the best player in college football. Some say Jeremiah Smith, best player in college football, just went out there and whooped him.
That's the thing about Miami. They may be in the right league to come. I was going to say they're going to be back where they were in the 80s and the 90s, but they're in the right league where you can maybe rise and dominate for a while, because I don't think Clemson is there anymore. Miami's the only program in position to do that in the ACC right now. I mean, you've seen what you can do in a year, but I don't think Virginia Tech is going to get there in 1 year under James Franklin. Give it a couple years. Miami, I think, is in that position to be the beast of the ACC. You look at the SEC, there's 4 or 5 programs that are in that position. There's only one program in the ACC that's in that position. And that's whether or not they win the national title, too, I think. Just the fact that they've had a run, because 2 wins is a run in the postseason. That's like they've made the Final Four.
January 8th, man. It's almost here. Ole Miss Miami Fiesta Bowl.
Andy says Clemson is done because they hired Chad Morris. He was just looking at some of the recent jobs for Morris. I mean, was it 1 year the OC at Auburn? 1 year. Then it was Allen High School. Wasn't he the coach when they suffered their first loss in something like 5 or 6 years? Wide receivers coach at Texas State. I think they had a decent year when he was there. And then, he was just kind of watching Chandler quarterback Virginia. Virginia did pretty well. Hey, it might go well for him there, It's just kind of wild to see him wearing that orange once again. Let's see. Troy and Harrison. Kiffin leaving LSU to be the next president of Venezuela. I have seen the photos of him with the sash. It's kind of funny looking. And yes, Clemson is done because they hired Chad Morris. It actually may work out for them there because it worked out the first time. Eyebrows, that's right. The eyebrows. Leo Cruz points out when it comes to Cristobal and Frank Martin, they're both Cuban Americans. Maybe there's something with the eyebrows. Because it's just had that really intense look where it always looks like there's a frown. It's just with Martin, I don't think he always was frowning. Cristobal, I don't know if there's a sense of humor there. Then again, I can't base my opinions off of what a coach is saying to a reporter on the sidelines of a game just before he's going to coach. Because I think at that point he's like, get out of my face. I'm ready to just go coach here. So Pete Carroll's fired. Jonathan Gannon is fired. Kevin Stefanski is fired. And Raheem Morris is fired. That's 4. Who else could if you haven't gotten rid of your coach by 2:45 Eastern time on Black Monday, are you going to be making a change? Don't think the Steelers are getting rid of Tomlin now, Matt.
They're 1-0 in the playoffs this year.
That's right.
No question about it.
That's exactly right. They won't be making a change. They did already have a playoff win. Might as well look at that as a playoff win. If you win, your season continues. If you lose, your season ends.
Well, I know where everybody can win, and that's over at Sawyer's. And if you want to get a playoff win, they will help you. Get over there, check them out. If you need an estimate on any products, Sawyer Supplies, you need to go check them out because their estimates will be lower than the competitors. They're locally owned and operated. They've been serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas since 1992. 100% financing is available. No job too small or large. They are licensed and bonded and insured on all sizes of projects. Lifetime products and warranties that go along with quality workmanship. So go on, check them out online at Sawyers-Sunrooms.com.
Ryan thinks if Buffalo loses their first round game to New England, Sean McDermott could be fired. That I could see that. I could see that. I couldn't see John Harbaugh being fired by Baltimore, even though I thought they were a Super Bowl contender this year and they don't even make a playoffs. I think Harbaugh's kind of like Tomlin. They've been there 18 and 19 years. I have a sense that they're probably going to be able to write their own exits from both teams.
Well, and here's the thing about Pittsburgh's schedule next year, Phil, and you know this. Their schedule will be tougher than Baltimore's schedule.
That's right. They'll get all the first-place teams again. 877-377-6963 to join us on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Back in a moment, we'll wrap up the show. This is Halftime.
Last year, if you remember, we started 0-5, and they were saying we hired the wrong coach. What the heck are we doing?
This is Halftime.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Discover the ultimate adventure at the Northwest Arkansas Boat and Outdoor Expo, January 8th through the 11th at the Rogers Convention Center. Check out a vast array of boats by the finest boat dealers in the area. Learn from experts, test out the latest equipment, and gain insight that will take your adventures to new heights. This show is the perfect place to see all the boat brands and compare. The Northwest Arkansas Boat and Outdoor Expo, January 8th through the 11th at the Rogers Convention Center, where your next adventure begins.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41 and then won 48-41 in double overtime.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Harry Douglas here, and the holidays are rolling in, and if men in your life are struggling with their holiday wish list, tell them to add Manscaped to make gift giving easy and completely stress-free this year. From the beard hedger to the lawnmower trimmer, Manscaped's precision tools keep you looking sharp, feeling confident, and ready for every event and celebration. Right now at Target, get 20% off on the Handyman Shaver, Beard Hedger, and the Chairman Plus Essentials Kit, a must-have for a smooth face shave. Hurry up though, offer ends December 27th.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Talking away, I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's sun my face to find you shining away. Oh, I'm coming for your love, okay. Take on.
Into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey, make sure you got that cell phone down if you're in the car. I see a tweet from the Arkansas Department of Transportation. I mean, we got to do it for safety reasons no matter what. But if you're driving through work zones, there are these new machines, big orange machines on the side of the road with cameras that are pointing downwards, and they can tell when you are using your phone going through a work zone. So put that thing down. You think you can hide it, you can't hide it. So probably going to be a few more tickets written for using a handheld device in the car while you're driving this month. But you'll see those things on the side of the road when you're going through the work zone. They're not there for decorative purposes, let's put it that way. Wrapping up the show here on halftime with a reminder that you can download the Hit That Line Now app, brought to you by Taco Bell. It's got all of our podcasts. You can listen to all the shows and even give us some feedback on the Hit That Line Now app as well. Just download from the App Store for your iPhone. You can download from Google Play for your Androids and take us with you anywhere that you go. Our Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast coming out shortly, which will include our conversation with Mike Irwin, also our 3 Up, 3 Down with Dr. Charlie Liggett, who is in Jamaica, which is a place I've never visited before, Matt, and I think I might enjoy Jamaica. I do like jerked food. I don't think it's jerk food. It's been jerked.
You look like you could be a Rastafari.
Well, I'm going to need a wig in order to pull that off.
Yeah,
are there any bald Rastafarians?
Adam Duritz.
Yeah, but he didn't let anybody know he was really bald for like the first 30 years of his career. Have you ever been to Jamaica?
You know what? I probably won't ever make it there. I'm 42 years old. There's a lot of places I really don't traveling and doing all this stuff nowadays, man. I don't know. I like to just be at the house, come into work, go eat something. My life's I don't want to just add extra stress to my life. No,
travel is nothing but stress.
You know, I'm cool. It's all good, man. Life's good.
Hey, I live my life through travel. And
now, if Morgan Wallen plays there and you want to go, we'll go.
The only way that I'm going to go to Jamaica for music is if Flimsy Sandwiches has a tour,
and our guitar tech can go with us.
Well, Flimsy Sandwiches would definitely have a Caribbean tour. It's probably the first part of the world where our band will.
You would borrow Gronkowski's old boat, the USS TD.
Oh man! All right. Well, first show of the new. This was one of the great things. You know, one of my favorite things, Matt, about New Year's Day is we didn't have a show, and yet I thought we were gonna have a show that day.
That was weird.
That was.
There was a James Harden weirdness to it.
It was. It was a head fake.
Not complaining too much.
It was hilarious. I wake up on December 31st, last Wednesday, and I sit down to the laptop with some coffee and start planning out a show. An hour into it, I had watched highlights of did you play in an Independence Bowl, right?
Yeah.
I watched highlights of this game. Yes, I watched highlights of this game as I was going to bring it up on halftime on War Machine, and then I get a text an hour into my prep. Hey guys, just don't forget, no halftime today.
I had done some prep as well. I was going to play all artists that released songs in the year 2025. So 9 songs were going to all be from the year 20. Couldn't have to wait. Never can do that one again.
All that work, all for naught. And then
hey,
5
good
days,
to be back here with you, though.
Yes, and then 5 days later, it was great to be back. Absolutely right. Ruskin and Zach also didn't have a show last Wednesday, so they're chomping at the bit to get with you in just a few minutes. So we're with you tomorrow for another award-winning edition of Halftime. For Matt and the unit, I'm Phil. Have a great start to your year.
Winter has arrived, bringing frothy mornings, holiday